Hello everybody, Ray Garner with Garner's Games here. Time to do my weekly comic review, and this time we're doing the one that's going to be my personal favorite. And we're doing with alternate cover. For those you don't know, that is Saturn Girl. This is Superman number 28. The main cover, which one thing I do love about DC when they do alternate covers is the regular cover is on the inside. This is the Legion of Darkseid, Part 1. Now, this book is by Joshua Williamson and artist by Dan Mora. And we start off, we got a little bit just kind of the basic Superman stuff going on. And we got a little narrative boxes. As we'll find out later, it's obviously the Legion of Superheroes. Superman has gone back to his room and pulled out his Legion flight ring. He's worried about his friends because of a recent story, if you haven't been keeping up with the Superman story. Lana got married to Steel, and Validus showed up, and Validus was running scared. And Validus is one of the most powerful villains physically for the Legion of Superheroes. And the Legion of Superheroes is basically what if the Justice League Unlimited was a more powerful group. So, Saturn Girl arrives in Smallville. And this is Saturn Girl from the Darkseid universe, the Absolute Universe. And she's confronting Superman. And while she's busy doing that, Cosmic Boy and Lightning Lad are outside the Watchtower. And Cosmic Boy crushes the Watchtower, killing the entire Justice League Unlimited by himself. Superman, of course, races up there, tries to take out Cosmic Boy. Only basically be informed Lightning Lad is going after Martha Kent. As it's going on, Clark realizes that what has just happened is a mental image being put in his head by Saturn Girl. And she's talking about how she might push harder and basically try to trap him into reliving the death of his mother over and over again. As we have this really great collage, and really got to compliment the artist here, of Superboy, the Legion, Supergirl, all the different things as they kind of walk through Clark's memories. And as she's just about ready to try to trap him, the Doomsday Time Trapper shows up to save him and get him away from her. And as he escapes with Superman, she's hollering out, "Time Trapper, I will find you and I will kill you." She is screaming that at the top of her lungs. Only to be mentally confronted, I'm going to change sides here, by Darkseid, who basically scolds her. And Clark wants to go back to save his mom. And Time Trapper's like, her life is meaningless. She's better off dead than what Darkseid would have in store for her. But, you know, you have to save the future to save her, to save everybody. And he takes him to Smallville. Now, this is a pocket dimension Smallville, something Legion fans will be familiar with. And because Clark's going to need help, because Time Trapper cannot go with him on this battle. And his response is, or I shouldn't say response, the person that he's going to help him says, "What's up, you old fart? You ready to kill some nerds?" And it's Superboy Prime. So, a whole lot of things to take in as a longtime Superman fan, as a longtime Legion fan. This book touches on the concept of just how frightening the Legion of Superheroes would ever be if they actually were evil. Because this is an alternate reality. This is the Absolute Universe's Legion, which has 1,000 years of Darkseid's influence, and his being the main inspiration for everything in the future, not Superman. So this Legion is dark, it's frighteningly scary. Because, for those of you who don't know, Saturn Girl is a telepath, basically a very, very small step down. When we use Marvel characters for examples, because that's the easiest way to make comparisons. A baby step down from Charles Xavier. Cosmic Boy is somewhere in between Polaris and Magneto, closer to the Magneto in power level. Lightning Lad is probably the most powerful lightning character in all of comics. So, and that is 3 of the 20-something normally active members of the Legion of Superheroes. So they are immensely powerful. Their big enemy that they have fought on multiple occasions is the original Time Trapper, who is the living embodiment of the destructive force at the end of time. And they've beaten him regularly. That's what Superman is up against. A team that can handle him with not a whole lot of problem normally. So needing Superboy Prime, who is at loose cannon at best, to help him out, is going to be a really good thing. This new Doomsday / Time Trapper combo is an interesting concept. It's very much different than what I expect Time Trapper to be. But so far, outside of the fact that he looks like Doomsday, really acts more like Time Trapper. So I'm not having too much problem with it, other than, the look's a little disrupting, instead of being the purple hooded robe guy that you can't see who it is. And besides, in Legion continuity, Time Trapper's been like 5 different people. So him being Doomsday is not that big a change. Anyway, this is an epic Superman event coming off of the very epic Superman movie we just had. So if you like Superman, if you like Silver Age Superman especially, because we're going hardcore, if you like actually the recent eras where we've had, Superboy Prime and stuff added in, and the recent story arc where the Doomsday is revealed to become the Time Trapper. All this ties in, and it ties into the Absolute Universe. This is going to lead probably into eventually the Justice League finally going to the Absolute Universe and saving Booster Gold. And it's all going to be built around Superman dealing with the Legion of Darkseid. So, if you like Absolutes, if you like the Justice League, if you like Superman, if you like the Legion of Superheroes, this is a must-buy. So I highly recommend that you pick up this book and enjoy it and keep up with it. And to quote the movie, look up. See you next week.